Nobody should ever, even if you can't get it, do you understand what I'm saying? Even if you don't eventually get it, there's gotta be stuff you can put on there. If it's legitimate, it's true, then I can give you partial credit, but don't leave anything blank. Okay, I want you to go to number 8 on the worksheet number 2. This is from yesterday. Here's number 8. Now, you do what you gotta do there and make whatever corrections you have to make. My first question to you is, what side are you gonna start on? See, there shouldn't be any doubt in your mind, and if you don't know why I'm saying that, I'm gonna tell you in a minute here. What side do you wanna work on? Rob?
The right side?
That's right. Why?
Because it's like two terms.
Exactly, because there's 2 things over there, connected with a minus sign. This is just one product. Everybody in the class should know what to do first anyway, to start it. Everybody. By now, you should at least have this much doubts.
Oh, you're going to do sine squared theta over cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta.
Now, just remember, you don't have to write it, but you know that means over 1, right? Now what? See, now you have all sines and cosines, so let me just give you more tidbits to help you. The test isn't for another 2 days. Once you have all the sine and cosine stuff, what are the only things left you could possibly do? Now here's the answer to that. Use freshman algebra, which I've been saying every day, or apply identities if they're there. That's all you got. You know, you got the converting to sines and cosines, you got freshman algebra, you know, LCDs, factoring, squaring binomials, all that stuff. How would you continue this? See, by now, all of you should know what to say to continue this. Ethan,
Multiply the right side by cosine.
tell me what you're doing. You're getting a,
LCD.
right. And the LCD is obviously cosine squared. So, watch this. What do you have to times top and bottom by? Obviously. Joe?
Wait, couldn't you do?
What do you-
Could you do 2 perfect squares connected by minus sign?
Hold on. Hold that thought. I'll come back to you. What do you have to times this by to get your LCD?
Cosine squared.
Cosine squared. Now there's a sine squared there. So it's just sine squared, cosine squared, over cosine squared. You with me? Stop me if you have a question. Okay? Now you're ready to, come on, Jimmy, make one fraction. So here's cosine squared. And let me just bring this over. Now here's where I think some of you might have got stuck. You're looking at a fraction. Well, in freshman algebra, anytime you have a fraction, you want to reduce it to lowest terms if you can, right? Now, in freshman algebra, when we had algebraic fractions, and we wanted to reduce it to lowest terms, what did we do? This is where you got to see who's thinking here. How are we going to continue this? I don't want to come out and say it.
Factor.
You factor the top. How? Didn't we already cover factoring all the trig stuff? We did. What do you always do first when you're factoring anything? Jack? GCF, right? So isn't the GCF on the top sine squared of theta? Well, if you take a sine squared of theta out, what are you left with? Somebody. Not everybody should be able to answer that. If you factor out a sine squared on the top, what are you left with there when you pull it out? See, you should all know what to say here. Wow. Come on.
Sine squared.
Now, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh.
Sine squared times what gives sine squared?
Oh, science, or,
No. You have to write it down, so you're bypassing it. You gotta write it.
What is 1 minus?
1.
oh, okay.
1 minus cosine squared. Now, listen to what I'm gonna say to you. These are big hints when you take the test Friday. Remember I said don't have the blinders on? You know, because you know what I think some of you are doing? You're just working over here, you're just working, you're working, you're working, and you really have no idea where you're going. I'm just saying that. Let's keep an eye on your goal. You're just about there. I need one of you to tell me. You're just about there. You just really got to tell me one more thing, and then you got the substitution, and you're there. Do you see it? Doubts.
It's gonna be sine or sine squared.
What's the parentheses?
It's going to be sine.
No. What's 1 minus cosine squared? Again, it's that one, whatever. Stay off your iPads right now. You don't need them. We're going to go to them shortly here, though. Andrew?
Sine squared.
Sine squared, not just sine.
No.
1 minus cosine squared is sine squared. Look. You got it, don't you? Tell me why, though. You got it. See, fellas, see, by now, if you're sitting there and you don't see it yet, you haven't been doing a very good job. Because we've been doing this since before Christmas. You're there. Tell me why. Adam.
You can break up the fraction.
And what's this right here?
Tangent squared.
That's tan squared, isn't it? You can just leave that like that. I don't care. Tan squared of theta. And then sine squared, just bring it over. There. Now, when you take this test Friday, you got to make sure you're showing me enough. Because every year I give this kind of a test, I have points. I have minus, I don't know, I'm just going to make this up. And then I'm going to have something written on your paper like that. So if you see that on your test, that means you ain't showing me enough. You know, I'm pretty much saying, how you getting this? Well, I don't know. So you got to make sure you're showing me the logical progression to where you're going. All right, now,